Okay, try to wrap your head around this. Building a house. Not in 6 months, not even in a month, but in just 10 days. Yeah, you heard that right. From a totally empty lot to a finished home in less time than it takes to go on vacation. It sounds kind of impossible, right? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how it's done.
It's a seriously bold claim. But, there's a popular YouTube channel that actually documents these projects, showing that it's not just some fantasy, it's really happening. So the real question isn't if it can be done, but how. What's the secret here? Is it a massive crew, some crazy new technology, or what? Let's dig in and figure this out.
All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll tackle that big question, a house in 10 days? Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the build, looking at the foundation, the frame, and the outer shell. And finally, we'll put it all together to see the complete blueprint.
So our main source for this explainer is the Dad Builds a House channel. They've documented these builds super well. We're going to look at 2 of their projects to deconstruct this whole process and see what makes this incredible speed even possible.
Everything, and I mean everything, comes down to this number, 10. It's not just a goal, it's the law of the build. Every single decision, every material ordered, every action taken is all dictated by this super tight timeline. It forces a level of efficiency that, frankly, leaves zero room for error.
So where do you even start? Well, just like any house, it all begins with the foundation. But remember, on a 10-day build, you can't waste a single second. These first few steps have to be done with absolute precision and, you guessed it, lightning speed. The clock officially starts with 2 huge moves. First, the site gets prepped, but then, almost immediately, they construct the entire floor system. The best way to think about it is like building a giant, perfectly leveled deck first. This gives them a clean, stable platform to work on, and, this is key, it lets multiple teams start on the next stages all at the same time. It's a huge time saver.
Okay, so the floor is down. Now the build goes vertical. This is the part where you can actually see the house start to take shape, as the frame, basically the skeleton of the house, gets put together at a pretty breathtaking pace.
And here is one of the biggest secrets to how they move so fast, the walls. See, they aren't built on site, piece by piece, no way. Entire wall sections are actually pre-built somewhere else. Then a crane just swings them into place and boom, the home's entire perimeter is up in just a matter of hours, not days. As soon as the walls are up, the ceiling joists go in. Now, this isn't just about making a ceiling, it's a really critical structural step. These beams are what lock all the walls together, making the whole frame rigid and strong, and getting it ready for the roof. All right, the skeleton is now complete. So the next and final big phase is to give it a skin. We're talking about creating that protective outer shell that really transforms this frame into what looks like a home.
And the very first part of that shell is, of course, the roof. In any construction project, getting the roof on is a massive milestone. It's called getting the structure in the dry. Once that's done, the house is weather-tight, which means all the interior work can start no matter what the weather is doing outside.
Now what's super interesting here is when you compare the 2 builds, they both share that same core 5-step process we just walked through. But the second video adds 2 more crucial finishing steps, putting on the exterior facade and installing the windows. This really gives us the full picture of what it takes to completely finish that outer shell. Okay, so we've taken the whole process apart, piece by piece. Now it's time to put it all back together. Let's lay out the complete 7-stage blueprint for how you build a house in just 10 days.
And here it is. When you combine what we saw in both builds, this is the 7-stage recipe. It's like a perfectly timed waterfall of events. Site prep flows right into the floor flows into walls, walls into the ceiling, and on and on. There are no gaps, absolutely no downtime. This relentless forward motion, that's the real secret sauce to the 10-day timeline.
So what do we make of all this? I mean, on one hand, it's an incredible feat of engineering, right? It could be a total game changer for building affordable housing quickly. But on the other hand, you have to ask a pretty important question. When you build this fast, what gets compromised? Is this the future of home building, or is it a shortcut that might sacrifice the quality and longevity we all expect from a home? That's the real question this 10-day house leaves us with.